Have you ever been watching a Formula One race, seen one of those cars just scream past you at over 200 miles an hour, and thought, what in the world is powering that thing? Is it some kind of secret space-age rocket fuel? Well, let's get into it.
When you see that kind of unbelievable performance, your mind just automatically goes there, right? To some secret lab cooking up exotic chemicals and mysterious formulas. But the truth? Well, the truth is actually way more interesting, and it's all hiding in plain sight, right inside the FIA's rulebook.
So let's just bust this myth right here, right now. All that stuff about rocket fuel, secret additives, chemical super boosters, forget about it. The reality is that F1 cars run on what is technically, and I mean technically, normal fuel. But, as we're about to find out, normal in the world of Formula One is anything but.
Okay, so the whole philosophy, the entire reason for all these rules, it all starts with one simple but absolutely critical core idea. Now, that wording seems almost too simple, doesn't it? The FIA is basically just saying, look, we want fuel to mean fuel and oil to mean oil, period. It sounds obvious, but this one sentence, this is the bedrock that stops the sport from becoming a fight between chemists instead of a battle between engineers and drivers.
So you might be asking, why all the fuss? I mean, if it's supposed to be normal fuel, why do they need pages and pages of super dense technical regulations? Well, it's all about preventing one very specific, very tempting scenario. And there it is. That's the big one. That's the enemy the FIA is fighting. See, without these super strict rules, teams would absolutely be tempted to sneak in all sorts of weird power-boosting additives to squeeze out a few extra horsepower. The FIA wants to slam that door shut completely.
And really, that's the whole goal in a nutshell. These regulations exist for one reason: to prevent a chemical arms race, to stop teams from pouring millions of dollars into developing these wild fuel blends that have nothing to do with the gas we put in our own cars.
So how exactly do they police this? Well, they do it by creating a recipe so specific that there is absolutely zero room for any, let's call it, creative chemistry.
And when I say specific, I mean it. Get this. The fuel has to be made of compounds that you'd normally find in commercial gasoline and any other compounds. We're talking even the tiniest impurities, they cannot make up more than 1% of the total fuel. Think about that. That is an insanely tight margin for error.
And it doesn't stop there. Only that pre-approved 99% pure fuel is allowed to be injected into the engine. And what can you mix it with to make it go boom? Just plain old ambient air. That's it. No nitrous oxide, no oxygen tanks, absolutely nothing that could act as an extra oxidant to create a bigger bang.
But wait a minute. What about the other vital fluid sloshing around in that engine, the oil? Couldn't a clever team try to use the engine oil as a kind of backdoor to sneak in some performance enhancers? Yeah, the FIA thought of that too.
So first, let's just quickly remember the basic, simple job of fuel. It's a material you burn to produce heat or power. Simple. That's its only job.
Now let's compare that to engine oil. Its job description, laid out right in the rules, is totally different. It's there to lubricate, cool, clean, and protect. You notice what's missing from that list? Anything, and I mean anything, about combustion or making power.
This right here is the killer point. The FIA explicitly says that engine oil cannot, under any circumstances, be designed to act like some kind of secret fuel supplement. It can't have components in it that are secretly meant to burn and create extra energy if a little bit happens to get into the combustion chamber.
So it all boils down to this fundamental principle. Fuel makes power, and oil reduces friction. These two jobs are not allowed to overlap. Not even a little bit. But okay, even with all these specific chemical rules, what's to stop a team of genius engineers from finding some tiny, obscure loophole? Follow the letter of the law, but completely obliterate its intention. Well, there's one last, absolutely brilliant safeguard. And this is the ultimate checkmate. It's the spirit of the law clause. What it means is even if a team creates a fuel that technically checks every single chemical box, if the officials believe the intent was to cheat the system, it can be declared illegal. It's an incredibly powerful rule that focuses on why you did something, not just what you did. So what's the big takeaway from all of this? It's that the FIA is fiercely protecting the very soul of the sport.
They want Formula One to be a stunning showcase of brilliant engine design, incredible aerodynamics, and supremely talented drivers, not just a contest to see which team can hire the most clever chemist.
And that, of course, leaves us with the one question that is always at the heart of F1's technical battles. In a sport where 1,000th of a second can be the difference between glory and defeat, how do you push the absolute boundaries of science right up to the very edge without crossing that invisible critical line between brilliant innovation and outright subversion?